This is a spacesuit. It's not even who I am. This is my avatar. You do what I'm saying? But I'm the ghost in the machine. You feel me? And learning how to tap into the ghost that you are, you know, the spirit that you are. I mean, you're a magnificent being of light, but most folks don't recognize it. Self-perception is everything. You are what you think you are.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, you never had this.
Oh man, it's like my first slow dance. You know? like that first bump and grind, boy. That's good.
That's good, eh?
Ooh, that's good.
That's a caramel cappuccino.
Ooh, that is sexy. The most important decision that a man can make is to determine whether or not this universe in which we live is hostile. And based upon that decision, you'll live your life. And I've found nothing more true. Because since I've been here, I have learned the art of surrender. You know, the human brain is so addicted to knowing. You know, it wants certainty.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And because it doesn't have certainty, that's why we worry. And it creates fear, and it perceives every fear as a threat. You know what I'm saying? And it's a slow burning flame of anxiety and stress. You know, not only in our minds, but our bodies as well. And to be clear enough, without distractions, to come to this discovery is its own reward. You know what I mean? And our meeting and coming together is a perfect example of that. And so in reflecting, just sitting here right now and reflecting on that idea, and then what you just did in my condo, I am.
Yeah, I'm like, I know that. For me, I'm an open book. When people meet me,
I see.
Normally I connect very fast because you get to know me fast. Because I'm open.
Yes.
I'm not scared to introduce my network as well. So what I usually do, even with if I have a client, they come to me because they want me to solve a problem. A problem would be a better website or a logo or branding or whatever. But when I take a deep dive into their company, I also see like, hey, but maybe you also need this person. Wait, let me give a call. And then we'll call this person. I've been doing that my whole life. Sometimes it has positive outcomes, sometimes negative, but I'm an open book. And I think that's where we connect very fast.
Yes.
Because you have that similar charisma.
It takes courage to be that.
Yes, 100%.
It takes courage, you know, because to be confident enough, you know, in yourself and your own personal ability and your integrity is a rarity in society anywhere.
Yeah. Much
less Thailand, you know. And so for our souls to have found each other and connected, it's I'm still amazed. I'm still in awe, you know, of the power of infinite consciousness, or whatever you want to call it. You know, some people want to call it God, or I don't know, but for me, it's infinite intelligence, and we both are tapped in to that intelligence.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like a fish, man. People are kind of like a fish, like fish in the ocean. They don't know they're in the ocean. You know what I'm saying?
I saw something like similar to that. they said that fish don't know that they're swimming.
That's correct.
And we don't see oxygen, but we breathe.
We breathe it, absolutely.
It's similar to what you were.
Well, see, where we are right now, we're in an ocean of motion. We're in an ocean of energy, just as the sea. But our habitat is outside the sea. It's on land, but we're in this infinite field of possibilities. You know what I'm saying? It's energetic. Some folks, science relates to it as the quantum field, you know. But right now, it looks like we have some space between us. But really, there's no space. This is energy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's waiting for us to manipulate it, to observe it, to collapse it into something that we desire. But the moment we try to control it, we blow it. But I'm learning that as I surrender and just quietly observe and allow it to do what it does, I can't beat the shit, because this couldn't have happened.
No.
You understand what I'm saying?
No.
We couldn't have planned this.
But it's similar to that going back, that my sister introduced us.
Yeah.
But you could have said no.
Well,
when
true.
I asked, like, hey, I'm starting this new journey. I'm doing a YouTube channel. I only had like maybe 300 subscribers. I just started like 3 weeks.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Oh boy, you
but
blew
in
up.
the back of my mind, it was always like, I want to interview people.
Yeah.
Like, and I just did. I hadn't started networking to do that.
Yeah.
So when my sister said, hey, I met this Afro-American dude. He had a great vibe, great energy. First thing popped in my head, okay, that could be my first interview.
Wow.
And you could have said no.
I guess, yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And similar to what we were doing in your, where we're creating the Secrets to Sobriety, Life is Delicious website. I showed you that something that I have been working on for 20 years, and normally it would take you at least a year to learn how to build a website, a good website. The quality of what we just created in an hour would have taken weeks on just on copywriting, the content, styling, everything.
I am deliriously surprised. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still in awe of what has occurred and the possibilities of what we're capable of doing. I've never seen my idea come to life so quickly.
And that's it. So where I said, a lot of people are scared of AI. They're scared of what it can do. Similar to people like myself, who's done graphic design for 25 years and has been building websites for almost 30 years. I understand that people are scared, but it's no reason to be scared.
I'm sorry, man, but
oh yes.
Wow.
Oh, you never had this?
Oh man, it's like my first slow dance. You know? like that first bump and grind, boy. That's good.
That's good, eh?
Woo, that's good.
That's a caramel cappuccino.
Ooh, that is sexy. Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, baby. Well, I've always considered myself a lifelong learner. I'm game for more days like this. Woo.
Yeah.
Man.
Where are we actually?
Oh, we're at the La Cremerie. It's like half a block from my house, and it's an amazing place. If you, again, Pattaya is an amazing place, but if you cannot control yourself, you are doomed. You know what I'm saying? But if you have any semblance of self-discipline, it's the sexiest place in the world. You know, honestly.
And you said you're a lone wolf. Why is that?
Well, my daddy used to always say, if you hang with lames, you learn to limp. You know what I'm saying? So I'm careful who I hang with. You know what I mean? I don't want my spirit, my energy diluted with foolishness. You know what I'm saying? And if we're not, just like in my coaching practice, man, I talk to people, I give them a free session just to see if we're a fit. You know what I mean? If we're not a fit, I'm not going to waste your time, and I don't want you wasting mine.
Yeah.
Pissing in the wind is not sexy to me unless you're in the golden showers. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my thing. You know what? That ain't sexy. So.
But do you mind being a lone wolf in Thailand, though?
Well,
because what would be a difference of being a lone wolf in LA or here?
Well, in LA, if you're young, you almost have to run in packs for safety, just for the sake of safety. And that's why wolves and dogs run in packs, for the sake of safety and the success in hunting. Well, safety is not an issue for me here. And so it's easy to be alone. You understand? The important factor is not to be lonely. There is a difference. I can be alone with my thoughts. I can be alone with myself. And through study and training, I've discovered that even when we are all alone, we're in the presence of greatness because of the energy that's all around us. You know what I'm saying? And if we take the time to be alone, to be quiet, to tap into it, you know what I'm saying? You see, I get excited talking about it, man, because it's so special to have that level of awareness. And that's what I want to share with people,
Okay, we're gonna do a little deep dive into secrets of society, secrets of sobriety.
Secrets to sobriety, yeah.
Secrets to sobriety. Something you started well over a decade ago, right?
Yeah.
What inspired you to create Secrets to Sobriety?
Funny thing, I had my own bout with addiction. And when I moved to Florida, I was doing some life coaching. And I met a gentleman and I volunteered for his youth program because I had run a youth program for 20 years in California. So when I saw this young brother, he was a retired police officer and he was trying to start a program for kids in Florida. So I had written the book and I shared it with him and I volunteered at his program. Well, just so happened he went to school with a guy who had opened a treatment center. It was a top flight treatment center on the water in Stuart, Florida called Water's Edge Recovery Center. And they were looking for a facilitator, someone to do workshops. And so he asked his schoolmate, the officer, to play that role. And he says, no, but he says, I know a guy that will knock it out the park for you. And I think I was working with some high-risk kids at a high school in Florida. And he says, man, you really need to go meet these people and see them. I said, okay, I'll go. So I go out and I met this gentleman named Lou Agudo. And he was like 76 at the time. Now he lives here in Pattaya too. Actually, he moved to YN, but he came here once he found out I was here.
Okay.
But he was like the guru of this treatment center. This guy walked with such power, such a quiet power. And when he spoke, I don't care what their level of addiction was, they stopped. But anyway, he invited me and I says, okay, I'll come out and do a workshop. So I went out there on a Friday, did a workshop, brought my own evaluation forms, and before I left, I passed them out, had the clients give them to me, and I left. I didn't even look at them. I left him with him, and I split. Before I got home, they called me with an offer, and so I worked with them for like 5 years. But then the Hurricane Irma came at the time, and it shut it down. It blew the place away. Wow. And while that was all taking place, I wrote the book, Secrets to Sobriety. And what it was a compilation of all my workshops, because in the exit interviews when clients were leaving, they were asked, what impacted you most in your recovery at Water's Edge? And they said, Mr. Chambers' workshops. So, I'm like, well, okay, well, since the place is closing, let me work on a new move, you know what I'm saying? So I wrote it, but I didn't quite catch lightning in a bottle in the book. So I created a course.
What does sobriety really mean to you?
You know, people immediately equate it to drugs and alcohol, but in reality, anytime you can't say no to something, your ass is addicted. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care what it is. It could be women, you know, cigarettes, shit. It could be eating. You know what I mean? People got issues. But so I think sobriety means to have sober thought, to understand that you are connected to something. There's something that animates. Dude, what you looking at, what you taking a picture of right now, this is a spacesuit. It's not even who I am. This is my avatar. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm the ghost in the machine. You feel me? And learning how to tap into the ghost that you are, you know, the spirit that you are. I mean, you're a magnificent being of light, but most folks don't recognize it. I say they suffer from spiritual amnesia, you know?
I saw something similar. I saw something online today. It was a video. They created it with AI, and you saw. It's a story about they have monkeys locked up in a cage.
Okay.
And there's this ladder to some bananas in the top of the thing. And what happens every time the monkeys want to go to the bananas, there's this cold water.
It's thrown
on them.
Got it.
And then what happens? They take out one or two monkeys out of the cage and they put new ones in.
Okay.
So eventually, every time the new ones come in and they see the banana, they want to go up.
Sure.
But the other monkeys know that the cold water is gonna come.
Right.
So even before the monkey goes towards the ladder, they already grab him and pull him back. Oh, so they warn him.
Okay.
And this keeps happening over and over. And meanwhile, eventually the cage is full of monkeys that don't even know why they're not even reaching out for the bananas anymore.
Wow.
And it was an example of society.
Yes.
That we're so caught up in rules and in a rat race that we're scared to be ourselves.
Absolutely. We've forgotten who we are.
Yes.
Wow.
I found it such a
wow. That's rich. That's rich. You know, there is a story similar to that about elephants, and they talk about training baby elephants for being beasts of burden. And they start them as babies with a heavy rope, and they keep the heavy rope, and the baby is up all night trying to gnaw through this rope, and then he has a defining moment, which we all do. A defining moment that tells us, I can't break this. I cannot break free. And at that point, once he becomes a full-grown elephant, they put a tiny rope on him, and it's in his head.
Yes. You cannot pull it.
He can't break it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are creatures of habit, you know, and we are conditioned by our surroundings. Even a fish, I'm gonna go back to the fish again. You know, when I was in college, I had a fish tank. Started off with a 10-gallon, went to 50 to a 100-gallon tank, right? But what I discovered is that every time you move things around in the tank, it's like a new environment for the fish.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So us, we're smarter than a fish. I like to think we are.
Yeah.
But we're not acting like we're smarter than the fish. We are performing very much like animals. Very much like animals. And there's someone sitting in a penthouse somewhere that's watching us, and they just throw things in there. That's how I looked at the gang violence and the drug addiction in LA, is that somebody is just looking down and saying, wow, what they do if they do this. You know, it's like if you're watching an ant farm and you drop something to see the ants scramble to move it. It's the same thing, but it's happening to us in society.
It's similar to, like, maybe what popped up in my head once you said that is that in Holland, in Amsterdam now, the speed limit inside of the city is 30 kilometers per hour, which is mad slow. Like people on really bicycles go faster.
Yes.
And the thing is, it just happens. The government comes in, just change the rules, put some the cameras where they can find you if you go faster, and people just abide.
Programming.
Law-abiding citizens.
Yeah, programming.
You know, and every time, and it's a similar to the the COVID period.
Yeah.
It was testing.
Yes.
It's testing society.
Yes.
Testing on how do people respond to this.
Yeah, it's true.
So going back to Secrets of Sobriety, what was your biggest struggle?
With sobriety itself?
Sobriety for yourself.
Oh, Jesus. You know, the mere fact of, I remember saying, I don't want to be a crackhead. I don't want to be a bass head, because that's what it was back then. Okay. This is before it was crack. You know what I mean? And saying what I didn't want over and over again, I discovered whatever you resist will persist. It wasn't until I said what I wanted in its place that life changed. You understand?
Yeah.
And that subtle switch of saying what I wanted instead.
He's enjoying his life,
Yes,
though.
yes, it's amazing. He's a cool cat. He's a musician.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No arms. Does everything with his feet.
Wow.
Yeah. But,
so we saw, just to give a quick feedback, we just saw, how would you call it? Disabled?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Afro-American guy in a wheelchair drive by, and man, just the energy, you can see that he's
enjoying his life.
He's enjoying his life.
You should see his lady.
Yeah?
Oh, she's sexy. Oh yeah, she's gorgeous.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he's a musician.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he plays guitar.
What makes your
and sings.
approach? Sorry to interrupt. Makes your approach different?
In terms of sobriety.
Yes.
Well,
I think moreover, because it's not only sobriety, because even though you use that word, I think it's bigger.
True.
Right?
True. What I've discovered is that self-perception is everything. You are what you think you are. You are who you think you are. In fact, you are who you think you're not. You know what I'm saying?
You know, what popped up in my head is that the first time I discovered that I can change my name, I was, I think I was 13 years old.
Okay.
Everybody was using MSN Messenger to chat with each other.
Okay.
But the thing is, you could change your nickname. And the problem was that everybody kept changing their nickname every week. So you had to remember the email address to know who you're talking to. So eventually I said, man, this makes no sense. Let me just come up with a nickname and just use that and stick to that. So people don't have to recognize my email. They know they're talking to me. And I was like, my dad we used to listen to reggae music a lot.
Yeah.
So Ziggy Marley.
Okay.
And I like the name Ziggy.
Okay.
So I ended up changing my chat name to Ziggy. And in that same year, I changed high schools. So when I started handing out my email address for MSN Messenger, people forgot that I told them my name is Roger. Right? Because that's actually my first name. And they started recognizing the nickname I used on MSN. So people started calling me Ziggy at school. I'm like, that's not my name, that's my nickname. But then I found out, but wait a minute, I can choose my name myself.
Sure.
And this so from a period of being 13 until about 19. So when I started designing, I had to come up with a name for my design agency. I said Ziggy Design. Okay. So then my customers started calling me Ziggy. And eventually when I turned 19 and I said, I started DJing, I said, okay, I cannot call myself DJ Ziggy because they're gonna think I'm a reggae DJ.
Okay.
But I was mostly hip hop and stuff like that. So I said, okay, let me go back and use my second name, which is Lennox.
Okay.
Which is also my father's name. So that became my DJ name, and then people started calling me Lennox. And eventually when I changed it again to Wolfgang as an artist name, people started calling me Wolf.
Okay.
But that experience taught me like how you perceive yourself.
Self-perception.
You can change that too.
Absolutely. That's the key.
Yes. That's
the key, to realize that you are capable. But a lot of people have deep-rooted issues that they hold on to. It's become their story. And without it, they have no identity, even if the story sucks. You know what I'm saying? The thing about human nature, you know, we won't change until it's unbearable. That's the only time we'll make a change. But because we find some gratification in just familiarity, even though it sucks, because it's familiar, we stick to it. We stay in relationships for that reason. You know what I mean? We stay on jobs for that reason. And I just think that we can make better choices. And thus, I'm here. Just making a different choice. People say, oh man, that was big. You moved to Thailand. Dude, and one of my friends says, hey man, people say they're gonna do stuff all the time, but you really did it. I'm like, dude, I say what I mean what I say. I'm a man of my word, always have been, you know what I mean? And I will continue to be, because it works for me. It commands me to be who I really am. The man who says he can and the man who says he cannot, they're both correct, because it's self-fulfilled prophecies, you know?
Why do people repeat unhealthy patterns?
Well, that's kind of easy. Number one, because of familiarity. Number two, habits. Good habits are as difficult to break as bad habits. They're the same. The same power it takes for me to slug you is the same power it takes for me to hug you, is how I use the power.
What would be? Sorry,
go on, I'm
continue.
sorry. And there's a certain amount of satisfaction that we're getting from it. We might not want to cop to it, but why does a woman stay in an abusive relationship? She's equated it with love.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Maybe she's become too fearful to break the pattern. Maybe she thinks that's how love should be expressed, or has been expressed to her. That's all she knows. You know, who knows? But the bottom line is, if we keep doing something that is working against us, we are getting something from it. There's some reward. And until we find a greater reward, we will not change. Because we change one habit for another.
Yeah. Can your environment keep you stuck?
Oh, yeah.
And this is also going back to, like, because to give a little backstory on myself as well. First time I moved here was 15 years ago. I lived here for 2 years. I was a young cat, you know. Yeah. I was 23, so a little bit more reckless, and
wow,
you know what I mean? 23 and living for 2 years in Thailand.
Wow.
It's like,
I'm glad you're still sane.
Yes. So, but I see that with a lot of moments in my life that I was happy that some things were not successful because I probably could not handle the success at that age.
Get it?
You know?
Yes.
And this is similar to what we said about can your environment keep you stuck as well? Because I think Thailand and making that move to Thailand is definitely a part of once you're outside of that environment you're used to, that gives you the mobility to move on to creating a new perspective on life, but also a new perspective on yourself.
Well, that's
because similar to you, it's Anthony in Asia.
Right.
So it's a different chapter of your life as well.
Right.
So even the story that you're telling to everybody is the story that is happening right now.
Well, the beauty of you giving me this platform or this opportunity to discuss that point is I continue to evolve. We all do. What we evolve into is completely up to us. And that depends also upon our surroundings, the people we hang out with. Again, you're only going to be as successful as your closest 3-4 friends. As I share with you, my dad said, if you hang with lames, you learn to limp. You know, so I tried, if I'm going to be with anyone, I have to be with someone like-minded or smarter than me, because I'm not trying to be lame, you know, I'm not trying to walk around with the pimp walk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm living my best life because only I can ascertain what that is. Only I can determine what that is. And how do I do that? From seeing others, seeing other examples, seeing other potential opportunities. But if you do not see anything different, you don't know anything different, so you're on the hamster wheel. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. In order to have something different, you got to do something different.
Can anyone truly change?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're all just the right information from success. Yeah.
What's the first step?
For change? It's a decision. But I think, how about this? I used to talk to people in recovery, and I say, if I can offer you freedom, do you want freedom from, or do you want freedom to something?
Can you explain that?
Yeah. Well, give me your answer. What would you want? Freedom from or freedom to?
I think I don't understand the difference.
It's okay.
It could be a language barrier.
It could be, but that's okay.
Yeah.
See, freedom from something means I've got something that I want to stop or I want to break away from, and I don't know how. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking for help and assistance to break from something.
Yeah.
Freedom to something means I'm free to do what I want. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is freedom to be.
Yeah.
Freedom to become.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so most people always say freedom from something, and I'm saying, think again. Be free to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the discovery that one can find, is be free to become, to be, to see, to experience, to feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, you see how exciting, you dig what I'm saying? Because see, that's the deliciousness of life, to understand that we got that choice.
If people would hop on a call with you, for instance, it could be just to have a conversation with a retiree, with Anthony in Asia on his journey. What would that be like?
Wow.
And I'm just throwing the ball, because
no. That's an interesting question, because I don't have a rehearsed conversation. My conversation is like when I tap into that infinite field of intelligence and I share, just like we're sharing right now. I'm not a Mr. Know-it-all by no means. I would never cop to that. But I am in touch with something special that Spirit has given all of us. You know what I mean? And I practice it. How do you get good at anything? You practice at it.
Yes.
And I live it. And that's how I got clean. You understand what I'm saying? Because I practice being clean. You understand what I'm saying? What does that look like for me? Because I got to create that. Because what it is for me is not for anyone else. You understand what I'm saying? We all come to this planet with, I think, our own life curriculum, our experience. And until we discover how to respond and react, which most of us have become just reactionary about everything in life, we're so busy reacting, we don't know how to respond. Our timeline, it's kind of like the antelope that's running from the lion. When he runs from a lion, as soon as he knows he's safe, he goes back to eating, he chills. But the human brain doesn't do that. That lion is ever present. So whatever the challenge has been, whatever has screwed with your life or taken you off your path in any way, that is forever present. That's why people call it trauma. Because they have entertained that emotion for so long, that emotion has become part of who they are, and it's embedded in their body. And even when their mind isn't thinking about it, the body will tighten up. They'll feel the tightness in the chest. The breath will get shallow. You understand? The jaws get tight. And that's stress, bro. It's a slow burning fire of inflammation in the body and the brain, and it'll kill you.
Thanks for the first deep talk about secrets to sobriety with Anthony in Asia. Make sure to subscribe to this guy. This is one of the first videos we're dropping on Anthony in Asia channel.
All right.
So I'm really excited about the journey that we're taking together.
You
again, thanks for your energy. Thanks for the energy. Thanks for the amazing food today.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, 100%, man. We also did the Condo Tour today, which is on my channel. I'll put the link in the description as well. Make sure to like and comment if you have any questions for Anthony. And check out the website. Life is delicious, because it is. This is his motto. And what would you like to say to the people as well, Anthony?
Thank you so much for tuning in. And my joy is your success. My joy is being able to share with you what has been given to me, because that's how it keeps coming. We got to give it.